Besides its fabulous food and beautiful countryside, Lancaster County Amish Country is also very well known for its supreme shopping. There are a lot of places to choose from all over the countryside, but today's video will be featuring perhaps the most lovely place of all to shop in Lancaster County, and that would be Kitchen Kettle Village in the town of Intercourse, Pennsylvania. And this video is extra special because we have one of the co-owners of Kitchen Kettle Village on video telling us all about the fascinating story of how this place got started and then how it grew to be one of the most popular places to shop in south central Pennsylvania. And truly, the popularity of this place reaches far beyond the borders of Pennsylvania. Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. I am Danielle and I'm here to help you plan your trips to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I make these videos to both educate myself and hopefully others so we can make the most of our time when we're there. This is a part one of a two-part series on Kitchen Kettle Village. Today will be focused on the shops and the restaurants, and the next video will be about the inn. So we're going to start this video with a background kind of inside scoop with the co-owner of Kitchen Kettle Village, Joanne Ladley. She's the owner of the inn. She's going to give us some really neat history and background, and then we're going to go into more of the details of the inside of the shops as I tell you the reasons why I think this is the most lovely place to shop in Lancaster. It's not the largest place to shop in Lancaster, nor is it the cheapest, but it is made and designed in such a way that you can spend the whole day there and still leave with a smile on your face. I'm also going to throw in there a little bit about the tasting tour we did on July 1st. It was the picnic tasting tour, so I'm going to talk about that as well. Make sure you have the notification bell on so that when I do make a new video, you're actually notified. So hopefully this will give you a really great inside scoop of the details of these shops and why it's such a great place to go. Let's start out with this beautiful picture of Pat Burnley, who was the original co-owner of Kitchen Kettle Village. She and her husband Bob started their canning business in 1954 in their garage with a range, 30 kettles, and half a dozen recipes. That garage was located on the current property of Kitchen Kettle Village. She really was kind of like the backbone of this place for years and years. Sadly, she did pass away in 2021, but her legacy really lives on, especially through her close associates and family who still run this place into the third generation. Her daughter, Joanne Ladley, is currently the co-owner of Kitchen Kettle Village and the owner of the inn at Kitchen Kettle Village, and she is the one who gave us this wonderful tour and personalized background of this place.
So this is where I grew up.
Oh yeah,
on Candlelight. And the kitchen was in the backyard.
How cool.
And that was the neighbor, the Hesses.
Oh, so when did this even start, the whole village?
1954.
Oh, that's 54.
Yeah. And so my dad always wanted to have a business of his own. He worked for New Holland Machine, which is a little town over. And he was in charge of taking the sales reps who came in to see the farm machinery around the county to show them how the farm machinery worked. There will be a tourism business here someday.
No, he was a
so he
visionary.
Was a real pioneer
Right.
in that.
He saw
and
it
so
coming.
they started the deli room in their back in the garage and put a little retail space with it. And then probably about 1960, 59, they bought the neighbor's house.
Oh,
that was a flower shop, or they had a friend that had a flower shop, and so they moved that in the kitchen and over there. And that worked pretty well, so then they moved the flower shop to the garage outside. And Dutch Wonderland put a gift shop in there.
Really? Huh.
And they were friends with the people that owned that.
I love Dutch Wonderland. I did a whole video on the history of them. I love that.
Yeah.
It's such a neat story.
And then, we filled in between, and there was a little cafe in there. And, quick food. And then there was a gentleman down the street that had leather in the ground in his vault.
Oh,
and
wow.
he wanted to open a leather store.
Nice.
And furs, and so that went there first.
Okay.
And then it just evolved from there. That was a that was a cigar shop before and jewelry.
Did it kind of go this way?
And then it went that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then people were coming up to the middle village for a very long time. Very unsafe. And so
like driving?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Buses.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh, geez.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's not safe.
And so then we bought the other property that way, and we were able to bring the driveway. I think actually the first one we bought was on the main street, so that they could come into the main street and park in a small parking lot out there. So that's how it has evolved.
I love this. Thank you for the recap.
Yeah.
So what was like the last thing to do? Well, you just had one like a grand opening of a store the other recently, right?
Well, the newest building will be the most recent, but let's see. So about every 4 years we do.
Okay.
We do a big project. We've been upgrading the interior or the exteriors in the village for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Deerskin Leather was the last really.
Okay.
Really. It's open for private events.
Okay, so you can just kind of rent it for something.
Yeah, it was the waitress style restaurant, but we closed it in 2021.
COVID, which is too much.
Yeah, but that's the house where my mom grew up.
Yeah.
And then we grew up and we moved in when I was 18.
Okay. How many bedrooms were in there? Like.
Only 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful. So how old is that house? I wonder.
That was 1890. I
really?
think. Yeah.
So
My
cool.
grandfather had his auctioneering and
oh yeah, I read about that.
Business in there. So each of the rooms, one's named the office and one's named the dining room and one's named the living room, because that's what they were when we lived there.
Nice.
And,
okay, so I just want to show you a little map of Kitchen Kettle Village. You can find this on the website, and I would highly recommend that because it's interactive. You just kind of hold your mouse cursor over a building, it'll tell you what it is. But just so you have an idea of where we were during this video, up in the left, kind of the left circle I had there, the orange building, that is the Kling House restaurant. That's where Joanne grew up from middle school on, where her mom grew up, Pat. And then the little yellow circle is where we stood and talked about the history. And then as you kind of go down that lane, that's a lot of the main shops. As you can see, it's color-coded, which is really nice. You have the blue for lodging, the orange for eating, and the red for shopping. Okay, so next up is my so-called casual deposition of why I believe this is the most lovely place to shop in Lancaster. Just my time to show you and point out the things that I just consider to be extra special about this place. Some of the footage you're going to be seeing while I'm talking is of their summer picnic tasting tour. It's something they do throughout the summer months. They offer them every first Saturday in May through August. They also have some special holiday ones as well. Okay, so my first reason I think it's such a wonderful place to go is really a practical one. It's just the perfect size for shopping. I mean, I don't like a huge shopping area where I'll be tired and wore out and then not even want to stay. And this place is laid out so where there are plenty of shops, but also plenty of places to sit and take a break, have coffee, have a snack, have lunch or breakfast. I love how they do have lots of benches around and lots of shade. So it's a great place to just take your time. And if you have someone in your party who doesn't like to shop, there are plenty of places for them to sit down and enjoy the view. Sometimes there's a musician there. They technically have about 40 shops and eateries within Kitchen Kettle Village. And another thing that's really cool is that really you can go right across the street, across 340, and there's more shopping across there. There's more shopping both sides of 340. So you could spend a whole day and really a whole weekend in the town intercore shopping. So the second reason kind of goes along with the first is that it really does offer some great nourishment to get you through the day, whether you're there in the morning, in the afternoon, or all day long. They have some great places to eat and drink some lovely things and some great coffee. They actually have 8 different places you can eat at. One is a little restaurant, some are like the little snack shops, one's the Pappy's Kettle Corn, so all very different. They also have a great coffee shop, and they also have a wine shop on property in case that's something you would like to enjoy as well. Of course, if I had to give you my biggest recommendation for food here, it would be Lap Valley Farm ice cream. It is delicious, especially on a hot day. And then really the Pappy's Kettle Corn is amazing. The restaurant on property currently is the Harvest Cafe. They have a lot of variety there, a lot of salads and healthier stuff, but also some, home cooked like comfort food kind of items. So it's a great place to stop and eat, and there's a lot of seating in there, so you probably will always be able to find a seat, though they do get crowded. My third reason why this place is so very lovely is the variety of shops they have here. They have, of course, the backbone of this place, which is the Jam and Relish Kitchen, but they also have deerskin leather. They have art, which kind of surprised me. They have, jewelry, and they have candles, and they have the olive basin, and they truly have like 25 actual shops there. Pretty much something for everybody. Kind of lends itself to how this place is really a village, and you have to keep walking down the different streets and the different lanes because you're going to find more stuff the more you walk. Make sure you use the map and the little handouts they have. That helps a lot. Oh, and something else I want to point out while we're talking about the village is that for a while AAA buggy rides was right along Pepper Lane, kind of at the end of the buildings. But they have moved across the street, right across the street off of Newport Road. It's just literally across the street from Kitchen Kettle Village, and they have a nice new place there, a nice setup for their buggy rides. And I love their buggy rides. They're probably my favorite because you get to go through a covered bridge if you want to. So a lot of great choices there. Okay, so the fourth reason this place is so very lovely is all the fun events that they host throughout the year. So I just did the picnic tasting tour. They have that all summer. They have a tailgating festival coming up soon in September. They have Yummie's birthday bash in August. The Yummie's extra special Easter event around Easter. Rhubarb festival in May. They have a Christmas thing going on and Thanksgiving and Christmas really. So they have so many fun extra events for the family. So the fifth and final and really best explanation of why this place is truly so very lovely is that it really is all inclusive. I mean, we stayed here at the inn and I loved it, and I can't wait to talk about that in my next video. But you can stay there or just spend the day there and have everything you need within walking distance, and that's just a really fun way to spend the day or the weekend. Just something special about that. Now, I will give you the caveat of the fact that a lot of places close down early in Lancaster County. This place closes at 5 and 6 depending on the day. Stuff across the street, specifically the corner coffee shop, is open until 9 on Friday and Saturday. Everything is closed on Sundays, so keep that in mind. But truly, everything you would want for a fun weekend or fun day is right here in the village or right across the street. So one more place off of the property of Kitchen Kettle Village that I have to mention is just south on Center Street across from the village. It's called Stolefoot's Meats, and it's one of the more popular local meat markets in Lancaster County. It's highly favored and recommended. They have a really neat little restaurant in there called Amos's Place that serves breakfast and lunch and early dinner. So all that to say, we're heading back towards Kitchen Kettle Village so I can wrap up this video. But I just did want to mention to you how many places there are around the village and close to the village that you can walk to that makes the experience here even more fun. I do want to show you some more video footage here of some of the inside of the stores, just so you get a better picture of what is offered, and then we're going to talk about the tasting tour that we did that they offer throughout the summer and then special holidays during the year. So I do want to go over a little bit picnic tour for a summertime thing. We paid about $40 to come to this tour, and we got a little bag, and we got a little almost like a bingo sheet that had all the squares of all the shops. They would stamp you or check you once you got into that shop and tried their samples. That way you kept track of what you did and what you did not do. But we had samples of pretzels and coffee, oils and crackers, and we got a cookie at the Village Bake Shop. So I really, really highly recommend these tasting tours. They're so much fun. We went with my mom and dad and a friend, and we just had a really lovely morning. And you get to go in there early, by the way, before the shops technically open. So you're there before it gets too crowded. But just a really neat way to taste the personal touches of everybody who's there, who participates in this. So it's just a really neat way to, again, get flavor of what they're offering here. I love the size of this place. It makes it so accessible. And by the way, it is very accessible, which is important to me too, for those who need it to be. So I hope you enjoyed this little background tour of Kitchen Kettle Village. I was so honored and just so pleased that Joanne decided to spend time with us and talk about the village and give us some background scoop. So I really appreciate her doing that. So soon I'll be publishing the video I did with her with the inn. I mean, she took us into a lot of rooms. You get to see a lot of great details of their beautiful rooms. So stay tuned for that video. So I feel like I'm going to give a huge compliment to Kitchen Kettle Village because I am not like a typical shopper. A lot of my girlfriends are. I'm just not. But I consider myself a lifelong shopper at Kitchen Kettle Village now. I love this place. It's just the perfect size. It has such a great background. It just stands for people who have been working as families for generations, and that just makes me want to support them. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you. Enjoy your next shopping adventure, and hopefully it's soon to be at Kitchen Kettle Village.